If you had the opportunity to make money, would you take it? That's what we're going to look at on this session of Chit Chalk Chat. Stay tuned.
How are you holding up, sir?
Honestly, not good. I mean, losing a daughter, I have never felt anything like this in my life. Nothing compares.
What was she like as a daughter?
She was unbelievably happy. She just wanted to be around friends and family. That's all she wanted to do, was be around people and have fun.
When was the last time you spoke with your daughter?
I spoke with my daughter the day she passed. We had a conversation in the kitchen, and I just told her, just ignore the people online. If they say something, they keep, shooting photos and making fun of you, just send it to me. I'll keep pushing it. I never would have guessed this was going to happen. Even though these girls picked on her, harassed her, even though they threatened her, she was a beast. She didn't care what they thought.
You watched the video?
Yeah, she showed me the video. The second we got back from the police station, I immediately called the police to tell them that I had a video. And it was nothing like the school described to me. I did not know she was attacked by multiple people. I did not know she was hit in the face with a bottle. I did not know she blacked out.
You reached out to the school. They didn't reach out to you.
My daughter called me crying on her cell phone. And I rushed to the school. That school is 11 minutes away.
And when you got to the school, what did they say to you?
I was told that my daughter was attacked by a girl, one girl, and that her boyfriend Jason broke it up.
Was this the first incident that occurred with your daughter of being bullied? How long has this been going on at the school?
For years.
For years?
For years. At what point do we have to stop catering to these bullies and protect our children?
What do you want to happen?
I want laws put in place that these kids are prosecuted for making, posting, and sharing these videos. I would love it if these kids were not even allowed to have a phone in school. That would stop this, because there's a culture where these kids think it's fun.
Michael, do you fear that there are more Adrianas at that school?
I know there are more Adrianas at that school. I can tell you that what I've learned since my daughter passed is there's Adrianas all over the country. This isn't just a central problem. It's a country problem.
If Adriana was still with us today, what would she say?
She loved everybody. She wanted to be around everybody. And she would tell you that she was humiliated. She would tell you that she's always been someone that stood up for other people. And there's a touching story that a mother reached out to me. She has an autistic son named Jojo, and they used to take Adriana to the special needs class to help out because Jojo is so in love with Adriana, and he only wanted to be around her.
When you hear this story, these glowing stories about your daughter, how does it make you feel?
Sad. 1 year ago today.
It's okay, take your time.
1 year ago today, Jojo gave her a card and a flower. And this is a kid who doesn't want to be around anybody. All he wanted to do is be around Adriana. 8th grade. What kind of an 8th grade 13-year-old girl has that kind of impact on someone like Jojo's life?
Adriana did. How far are you going to take this?
I don't know when I'm going to run out of fight. I don't know if I'll ever run out of fight.
It is with a heavy heart that I send this judgment from God upon the father of Adriana Kuch. Sir, you failed. You failed God because you failed your child. It's not the school, it's you. You and parents just like you failed. Stop blaming, take accountability because you failed. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you failed to give any rebuttal to the superintendent's statement that your daughter was distressed about your previous wife's, her mother, accidental tragic death. At least that's how I read you just deflect it, calling the superintendent a piece of shit. You, sir, are the piece of shit. You think eliminating phones in schools will stop this problem? You're wrong. Think about it. If your daughter didn't have a phone in school, how could she have called you to let you know that she just got jumped? How would you have evidence to show the police this is what happened to your daughter? And here's where you failed. You wanted the school to press charges because you didn't have the strength, courage, and discernment to press charges yourself upon the girl or girls who did this, upon their parents. You passively deflected it to the school. And this is why this keeps happening, because you parents think it's the school's responsibility to keep them safe. It's not. The school's responsibility is to provide a safe environment where kids can learn, which they are doing. They're not the ones who are filled with guns. You don't walk into a school and look and say, oh, here's a 9mm I can pick up and just go in. You parents provide a home that gives access to these children to do so. And when they do so, they bring it into the school, making it the unsafe environment that you are all terrified of. Now, if you parents decided collectively, hey, maybe we should set an age where every parent just says no child is given a phone until they're 18, 16, 13. But you parents don't do that. You want to provide your child with all the luxuries and things that their hearts can desire and that you never had and that you have. But you don't parent them on how to use it because you don't know how to use it. You just use it. You're like a person who doesn't have any clue what a knife is. And then you're given a knife and somebody shows you, yeah, you can cut like vegetables and you can slice all this stuff. And then somebody says, yeah, you can also stab somebody and make them give you all your money. It is the parent who teaches the kid the lesson behind everything. So again, Mr. Michael Kuch, if you do not drop this lawsuit against your school district for failure to protect your child and other children like yours who are getting bullied, stop. Because this is no longer going to fly in a just society. if that's what you believe, that you think it's the school's fault that she committed suicide, which I have not found any information on how she committed suicide, which makes me think if she got jumped and had blacked out, she possibly could have had a concussion. And what do they say when you have a concussion? Just don't fall asleep. Make sure, somebody's monitoring you. Did you do that? No. On the day of, you admit that you had a nice dinner and you bought her favorite crispy chicken sandwich from McDonald's. This is all details just to make yourself look like a better father, deflecting the accusation, which isn't an accusation, it's a report that your daughter gave to her guidance counselor for whatever reason, just saying, this is what I'm going through. This is why I'm doing what I'm doing. My father cheated on my mother and caused her suicide. And now he married the woman who he had an affair with, and I have to look at her as my stepmother every day of my life when I come home with the constant reminder that this woman led my mother to commit suicide. This is how I would imagine Adriana explaining this confession. But you cleverly simmer it down by saying her mother's death was a tragic accident due to drug addiction and blah, blah, blah. You don't mention anything else. You deflect. This guy is a piece of shit for bringing this up at the time that I'm trying to do my daughter's funeral. Sir, you failed. That day that you had dinner, eating that crispy sandwich, you didn't have a discussion. You didn't have a talk. You, on record, stated you lectured her. And that seemed like a good talk to you. We had a good talk. I like to lecture. That's something I like to do. Your lecture failed to give her any comfort, any security, any protection. The one man who a daughter should be able to rely on to fix this said, let's let the school deal with it. No, sir. If I was your daughter's father and I got that call from her and I got to that school 11 minutes and the school told me your daughter was attacked by one girl and her boyfriend broke it up, which clearly that's what happened. And then you see the video and what you see is 4 girls jumping him. No, there was one girl and you didn't even thank her boyfriend for stopping what could have been possibly pretty worse. But then again, what's worse than ending up in suicide? Which was the ultimate straw that breaks the law's back. You cause somebody to kill themselves, then we are going to come after you. And if you post on there, yeah, you're right, that girl got it, she deserved it, oh yeah, I can't wait to see that, you are going down as well. We are looking for just people who stand up for just principles. If you are somebody who sees a comment posted saying, yeah, that person got what they deserved, and you respond, you don't know this person. Adriana is a great person. She doesn't deserve that at all. If you're somebody who comes to her defense, you came from good parents. If you didn't do that, you came from wherever you came from. So, Mr. Kuch, do not have any more children. Honestly, I fear for the safety and well-being of your stepchildren, if I may be honest. So, if you do not stop this pursuit to make money and gain some kind of notoriety for your daughter through you, I see that your family has started GoFundMe pages for all this stuff. Stop. No amount of money is going to bring her back. And anybody who thinks so is not a good person. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of hearing my lamb being led astray by their creators. This is the judgment upon all of you parents. Sit down and ask yourself what you would have done step by step in this situation to have prevented her suicide. Honestly, I think you neglected to take your daughter to the hospital, get her checked out for concussions, allowed her to eat her chicken sandwich and just rest and just tell her to stay off social media. Don't pay attention to what they're saying about you and all that stuff. The worst advice a father could give at that time. So, if I were you, I would pray to God for forgiveness and strength for you to publicly repent and take accountability for your failure, so other parents can take that as an example and hopefully follow suit and pay attention to what their children are like on social media and in school and in the public world. Are they making a difference in people's lives like Adriana, or are they beating people up? So I hope this message is a very rude awakening for you unwoke parents, or you parents who are against this woke ideology, because you are clearly not woke, you're not awake, you're on snooze. You become lazy because all you think is that a parent just has to provide for their child. It's much more than that, and you know it, I know it, and now the world knows it because the children know it, and they are going to put each of their parents on blast and bring them to the forefront, which is why I feel I am speaking for Adriana. She is telling me you are a shitty father. Rebuke me.